Namaskar. So I feel this is my I have been given a special privilege to tell a few Bhagavad stories, which is my life. I would like to say that since the very beginning, I observed since I met Baba first time in the year 1958 that Baba, our Baba, my Baba is something very special. I was moving here and there looking for a guru. But when I met him, the moment I met him, I could feel that I have come to the right place and to the right person. And since then, I never looked back. So I will tell you a few of very good Bhagavad stories. You know, Baba would say that normally the gurus, the master, he puts his disciples on tests. But here, in our case, it is a different story. The different story is that Baba very lovingly says that here, all my bhaktas, all my devotees, all my children. So this is a serious complaint against my own children that children put me on tests every time and whenever they like. Whenever they like, they put me on tests. And the fun is that they, they expect that I should qualify all the tests. And, and the other funny part is that if I put them on, they also like that I should make them pass. So now let us see how and how Baba says this. He would say, he once told me that you see, Svarupananda, my my situation is very precarious. My situation is very precarious. I am I am giving a talk in a DMC pandal. Over 50,000 people are sitting there in the pandal. And I will started the speech. Suddenly, after few minutes, one devotee sitting in the corner thinks that if Baba looks at me and he smiles, I will I will know that Baba knows my heart. So I have to oblige him, and I look at him and smile. You see my precarious situation. In midst of the lecture, I have to see him and oblige him. So he says that in my case, the situation is something different. And now you see, I will tell you a story of a young man. Long time back, a young man from the United States. He used to come to see Baba very often. 2, 3 times I noticed that he came and he was very close to me. On one occasion, he came. That was the occasion of Dharma Chakra, DMC. My responsibility was to take care of the stage and Baba's programs, and also the comfort for the stay of the Margis who came to attend the DMC. So I was taking care of the stage, decorating it, and one more person was there with me. Suddenly, the same gentleman from the States comes to me and says, Dada, may I help you? I invited him. There was no problem. Then he asked me, Dada, I have a small question. I said, what is your question? He said that the last night I spoke on a very good topic in English. It was a Rava speech. So he spoke on the subject, and that subject is very much related to my research work for my PhD degree. So for me, it took more than 3 years to complete my PhD degree. Can you tell me that how much time Baba took to prepare that speech, and how many books he must have read, how many different libraries he might have visited? Then I smilingly told him that I have never seen him reading any book. Or in my own way, I was trying to convince him. But I couldn't understand that he was not convinced with my reasonings, what I told him. Then in hearts of the heart, I prayed Baba, Baba, please help him to know you. The next day, next day, the same situation was there. I came to the pandal, taking care of the stage, and from there I took a rickshaw and went to inform Baba that everything was ready and the devotees were waiting for you. When I reached there, that gentleman also arrived. He arrived, I don't know how, but he also arrived there and he was waiting outside. He was having a bunch of flowers in his hand, which he wanted to offer to Baba. The security guard was there. He asked that no, Baba does not have any time, so please do not go inside. When I asked Baba, Baba very easily permitted him, and he asked me that ask him to come, no problem. He has come all the way from such a long distance, let him come. When he arrived there, he offers the bunch of flowers to Baba. Baba was just standing and walking in his room. He took the bunch of flowers in his hands and reciting one poem. When he was reciting the poem, that young person was so much excited that he was virtually dancing in the room. I couldn't understand that normally Baba recites the poem of Tagore and some very renowned poets. I couldn't understand that of whom composition Baba is reciting, and how why this young man is so excited and dancing in the room. Baba completed his completed his work, and he asked me that keep this flower somewhere safely. So we came out. I told Baba that everything is ready. So Baba asked me, how will you go? I said, Baba, I have a rickshaw. Okay, okay, I will come within 10 minutes. So I was rushing to take the rickshaw. In the meantime, he signaled me to stop. And he also wanted that he should accompany me in the rickshaw. So I welcomed him. He sat to my left side. He looked at me. The rickshaw started. He looked at me and he started sobbing. I couldn't understand that why he's sobbing and crying. I asked him, what has happened to you? He could not utter a word. With much difficulty amidst his sobbings, he told me, Dada, now I realize Baba does not require reading any book. I asked him, how could you say? Then he says that, the poem Baba was reciting is my composition. I do not know, maybe 8 years back I had composed it, it was never published, and it must be lying somewhere at far distance, some cupboard in a notebook. I have never consulted it for a long, long time. And not only that, that poem was not published because it was incomplete. Baba completed those missing lines in the same rhythm, same spirit, and recited the poem. So if Baba can do that, why he is required to read any book? I thought, Baba, you have you have helped your son. I am very happy. I am also very happy that he now realizes that you know everything. So we came to the desk. After a few minutes, Baba arrived. We received him. He took seat at his desk. Then, very smilingly, he asked me, was he saying anything? I said, Baba, he told me that Baba doesn't require reading any book. Baba again smiled and said, no, no, I am required to read his poems. Then he asked me that, Dada, was Baba asking me anything about me? I said, yes. Baba told me when I said that Baba doesn't require any book, this is what he told. Then he says that, no, no, I am required to read his poems. He further smiled, and again in excitement, his eyes were full of tears. So, so this is very true that it is the devotees who puts our Baba on test, and he has to qualify them all. And then we say that, yes, Baba, you are my own Baba. So we also might have put Baba on tests on various occasions, and then alone we could say that Baba is my own Baba. So now I will tell you other story. The other story is about so long back in the year 1966, 67. Yes, 67. Baba came to Ananda on 31st of 66, 1966 to Ananda. And then he stayed there for a few months up to the 5th of March. By morning 5th March, he stayed there at Ananda. Normally, Baba would tell so many things, and many things happen in those days. Many things that I had I had the chance to see, I had the chance to enjoy. Once in the evening, suddenly he asked me to go and do sadhana in my room. I was living with him, uh, so I went to do sadhana. After he came back, after maybe 1 hour, Baba was not in his room. I asked those persons who were there. They said Baba has told that he is going somewhere. So I thought this is evening of the month of February. It is very cold, and Baba has a very small flashlight. Why should we go out without taking us? So I also rushed. After I was looking for him here and there. I knew where Baba would sit in the evening or morning. On those places he was not available. I rushed further. Then I see that in the belt of the river, on a big stone, big rock, Baba was sitting alone. I approached there and asked that Baba, have we committed any mistake that you are here? He said, please don't disturb me. I am doing my job. And he also signaled me to sit at a little distance. So I was observing him. Then he looked at me and says, please close your eyes for a while and then open. And then look at my right. I saw that three persons were sitting very old. Their faces were full of wrinkles, all beards and knotted hair were very completely white. They looked to be very old person. So Baba was asking him in some signals, and they were sitting there with their eyes closed. After maybe half an hour, when I opened my eyes, then I saw that Baba was in Varaha Mudra. So I was very happy that I have got the chance to see Baba's Brahma Mudra here. And then he says, okay, let's go. It is getting very late. So we were coming back. I asked Baba that Baba, I could not understand to where. He said, many people they come to me and I have to oblige them. These three people, nearly 700 years back, they were born near Anandnagar and they were doing their meditation. They were all friends, three friends were there under the Guru. He was also very developed Guru. So they were doing meditation and they lived on the earth for more than 150 years. Uh, and then their Guru just said that this is my desire that you should get moksha, you should get salvation on this earth. And their desire was also very strong that should be born somewhere and come to this place at Anandnagar and get salvation. I was looking for them for a long time. And a few hours back, I could contact them. They were in different caves in Himalayas. I could contact them and instruct them to come to Anandnagar in mental bodies because it was not possible for them to come physically to Anandnagar at a such short call. So they came in mental body and they were sitting here in their mental bodies, so you could not see without my support. So, so now you see that their last desire is now completed. And then he said that they were so developed that they could get salvation very easily, but liberation very easily, but not salvation. For that, they must have the Siddha Ist mantra, the learn Ist mantra. So I asked them to come to Ist mantra, learn Ist mantra directly from me, and now they are they have the process of the sadhana is completed now, and they have got salvation. Then I said, and they said this was the last desire. The desires of the devotees is always very strong. If a devotee desires something, that has to happen. Today it has happened. So then he says that that for the devotees, good devotees, they should always desire for something higher, not the worldly things, but something spiritual. That, oh Param Purush, please do not leave me. I must be with you all every moment. I may not miss you any moment. This would be the desire of the devotee. Then I would say that this the wish of the desires, this is always very strong. And the Guru or the Param Purush, they have to oblige the disciples, they have to oblige the Guru. I will tell you another story that Baba has given DMC speeches at Anandnagar since 1979. In the month of October, he came in the year 1969, and that was his, after emergency, that was his first visit to Anandnagar and his first address of Dharma Chakra. It was very well attended. And since then, Baba, every year, two times, excepting on two occasions, one at Ranchi and one in Calcutta, the JMC is there, and all this Baba addressed DMC at Anandnagar. This was very inspiring and very elevating situation for all of us. So Baba would come to Anandnagar knowingly. at least 10 to 15 days in advance. And many devotees, they knew that Baba must have come to Anandnagar, so they would also arrive a few days in advance. So I used to notice that one lady, she was very, very good devotee of Baba. Very, very good devotee. I had noticed that since very long time she would come to attend her Matras wherever it was held. And she was not from a very uh, well-to-do family, very average, normal, middle-class family. So since long, long time, she used to come twice a year for the program. It so happened that now she was getting old, and in the year uh, 1983, her one eyes was affected, and she lost one of her eyes. It has no vision in it. So the doctor said that your other eyes also may get affected. But she had not so much of money that she could get treatment of her eyes. So after 2 years, in the year 1985, she lost the vision from her other eye. So she thought that in the month of May there would be Dharma Chakra Anandakar. This will be a very sad thing for me that I will not be able to go, and even if I go there, I will not be able to see Baba and his Brahme Mudra. So when the time approached, she told her son to take her to Anandnagar. The son says that Mama, there will be a big problem for the dadas there. You will not be able to see anything, and the dadas will be in a problem. You will be also in a problem. I will be also in problem. So please avoid to go. She had no way out. She agreed. But after next day, some people of the same from the same village, they were coming to Anandnagar. So they also came to see Sarita Devi. Her name was Sarita Devi. To see her and say that if you want, you can come with us. She readily agreed, and she came to Anandnagar for DMC. When it came to my notice, I arranged for her stay at the old college building, and arranged some people to take her morning, evening for the program of DMC. When Baba came to know, he was very sad. He said, oh, I am very sorry that she is such a devotee. She has lost both her eyes. And then he told me that every morning I will give you some prasad that you can carry for her. So that I was doing every morning. The day the DMC was to take place, the final day, where when Baba would give his Brahme Mudra, that morning when I approached her, he said, Dada, can you pray for me that I want to have just one glimpse of Baba's Brahma Gupta? You pray for me to Baba? I said, Didi, I will try. So, morning darshan was there. He was very happy by Baba's speech, very, very happy. And when I met her, again she said, hey, Dada, will it not be possible for me to see his Brahma Mudra this night? I could not say anything, but in hearts of my heart, I prayed, Baba, please, this is pure, she is very pure, a very good devotee. Please help her, please grace her to see you, Brahma Mudra. Now, the Brahma Baba's program of the last final program of DMC was to take place. Baba arrives at the stage. So the Margis, when she could understand when there was slogans in the pandal, and there were Pravas Sangeet and Koskian Tanda programs, she could know that Baba has already arrived. She was only praying to Baba, Baba, please, this will be the time that I will not be able to see you, Brahmendra. Baba, please, let me have just one glimpse of your Brahmendra. Baba was in midst of discourse, and Baba looked very humble that day, and he was the whole affair of the
Raise your hand, right?
pandal was very much surcharged with devotion. When Baba was going to conclude his speech, and when he started reciting Sankachar from Sampadatvam, he could not understand that now Baba is going to give his Brahman Vitra. She was very deeply thinking, oh Baba, I will, Baba, please, praise me, Baba, please, praise me, Baba. When Baba gave Brahman Mudra, she could see, first she could see is for a few seconds. Then she could see completely that Baba was sitting in a Brahman Mudra. She thought that it might be illusion for me. My eyes are not there. How could I see Baba in his Brahman Mudra? And she also saw that few dadas were sitting at the desk. She could think that how it has been. Baba's mudra was over, tears rolled down her cheeks. Then she looked to her left, to her right. She could see everything very distinctly. She could see Baba very distinctly getting down from the stage, and everything she could see very distinctly. She thought how it is possible. Then she asked a few didis sitting there that is now Baba living? Dada Svarupananda also is there at the desk. She said that how could you say Didi? Now Didi, I am able to see everything. You were so happy, so happy. The tears rolled down her. DMC was over. Baba came to his residence. I also followed my scooter. Baba asked me. I said, Baba, I am getting prepared for to serve your. He said it will take me 5 minutes to get ready. So in the meantime, someone from downstairs came rushing to me, some volunteer. Said, Dada, well, Didi has come and she wants to see you immediately. I said, you see, now I have to take Baba. Just ask her to wait. But who is that Didi? From inside the room, Baba said, no, Svarupanand, go and see her, and it will take for just a few minutes for you to go and see her because it is already late at night, and ask her to go. When I came downstairs, I saw the same Sarita Didi was standing there. I said, Didi, why did you come? You were very difficult for you to see me. How could you come? I said, no, Dada, no. I'm able to see now everything. You are able to see everything? Yes. Without any glass, without any support, I have come here. I can see you very distinctly. I am able to see the volunteer guards. I can everything. So please tell this to Baba. When I came back rushing to Baba's room, by that time Baba was ready. He came out just before I could utter a word. He said, even the Param Purush becomes helpless when someone someone has very special desire. That desire has to be fulfilled. Sarita Devi wanted to have just a glimpse of my mudra. I thought, why just a glimpse? You should see the mudra, you could see your Baba, you could see your Dadas, and you could see everything. This is what I wanted, and this is what has happened. So, for the devotees, such a great opportunity for the devotees, such a big privilege that Baba, the Param Purush, has to fulfill small or big desires of the devotee. But that devotee should be very sentient devotee. Their desire should be for him, for the Param Purush. This is what I can say. So I can say that how fortunate we are that we came on the earth when Param Purush himself arrived here, when he took advent on this earth. So there must be some reason, there must be some very special desire, and there must have been some very special wish of us, all his children, to have a good association with him, to see him personally, to speak to him. So this is because we have our past very sentient desires and wish that we are here on this today. And I am especially feel very blessed and very obliged to bless with very feel blessed of the Guru of the Param Purus, and I am obliged to his children that sometimes they give me this privilege to speak a few words which I very much like, and this is what is my life. I would be very happy if I am told to tell about him entire my life. And with these words, I thank you, all the my brothers and sisters, those who have come to attend and participate in the conference, summer conference, and especially obliged to organizers who have given this chance. With these words, I again and again thank you so much. Namaskar, my sincere namaskar to everyone.